This one's called Genghis. Astride the giant of filth, the Sith Lord pedals on waterfalls of bayou water, on the whore's pilgrimage, beside houses on stilts. The year of the black snake is near in, and the coloring book is half filled with only the color red. A certificate with great honor in hand, and the trail remains foggy as it was 10 years ago. Still awaiting milkweed to bloom in Devil's Swamp, punk not dead, robots rule the Game of Thrones, trading drugs and booze for coffee and little girl hugs. Carving out the eyes of pumpkins, gagging the tongue of knives that once slaughtered Jesus and the zombies. The doom stalking the blood sky that will soon be gone. And now the barbarian grows tired. He goes to bed early and dreams he'll be dead when the flowers finally bloom. I'll only read like one or two more here. This one's called Metro. It begins with silence that could not be thicker. Standing on the platform waiting, F train to Brooklyn. Time is still, no one notices as the ground begins to shiver. Tunnel roar from afar, getting closer. Brakes shriek to the highest decibel, and the rush of wind pushes you off balance. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. No place to sit, I stand. My hand gripping the silver pole above his and hers. Begins to move forward. No one speaks, no one looks. Earphone muffled sounds of music and rustling of yesterday's newspaper. I break on contact with the old woman staring through me. Eventually slowing, stopped, doors open again. Lost some, gained more. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. Next stop, Church Street. All right, I'll read two more. This one's dedicated to Frank. It's called 1975. Warm train tracks press against my back. Blood raining heartbeats down my arms. Kaleidoscope eyes adjust to the jigsaw flesh, and the flies arrive to seduce my artwork. That motherfucker deserved to die. Flowers ask for the first dance with death, down into the rotting to swallow every smile. Broken bones hung in wind chimes, the Beatles suck away his last supper. That motherfucker deserved to die. He is who the gods detest, a sacrifice to the feet of vultures. Slices tongue from every name spoken, and the dark makes his birth an abortion. That motherfucker deserved to die. 38 years of four-sided gray mortar to remember that organic spot, still pushing up dead grass, and the balance of this afterlife is his last, with no regret. That motherfucker deserved to die. And on a more cheery note, I wrote this for my wife for Mother's Day. It's called Sahara. One love is the light, and with two become a dream, a new quest across a desert painting. One day is the promise, a white candle's flicker in hurricane wind. Ocean waves the boat apart, while lightning awards the animal's hunt. One voice is the sound. A family rises from laughter of a baby's song into newly woven sunrise. Little footsteps leading to cloud shapes in spring, flower dress smiles of imaginary Legolands. One home is the ground. No hard road turns away from the change of season near Mother's Day. Familiar stranger returns to what he once was, and a new avenue is paved in heart-shaped peanut butter. One sky is the night. Stars chase shooting chance eyes, watching as if there were more wishes, made by sprinkles on top of Friday ice cream scoops. One breath in sand made to cut through mirages of thousand lake struggles towards that same dream. Together we cross the Sahara on a lion's mane in an oasis between date palms and the kingdom of our safari. Thank you.
So next up, you already know him, he's already been up here, and you got his first name. Frank DiNicola.
Oh, yeah.
DiNicola. You want me to lower this for you? A lot?
No, I'm golfing around here.
I am.
I feel like this is like really sterile. I don't know what to do. I don't belong in this type of environment.
You have a really nice shirt on, Frank.
Thank you, Debbie.
Take it off!
I took off my jacket. That's not enough for you?
You're my husband.
Take off your ponytail.
So let me give you a little clarity. I know Stu already mentioned that we kind of been working on like a little project. Well, we are working on a project. This is the first time anyone's ever going to know about this, but Stu and I, along with a couple of other people, have been working on something called Pulp, and it is our underground zine that we've created with the guidance of Kathy Connor's class last semester. We actually kept it a secret from her too, but we do have the Pulp. Now, I want you to know, we read PC and Mac up here, and then he read 1975. You know, the funny part about PC and Mac is that if you look at this page, you can see here that, well, I don't know where it is. It's in there, but anyways, PC, which is run Microsoft, actually was founded in 1975. And Apple or Macintosh was founded in 1976. So when you have PC in this corner and Mac in this corner, that motherfucker deserved to die. You see? That's the beauty of this whole thing that we've done here with this zine. We do have like a little rough scan of it if anybody wants to take a little peek. But it's not done quite yet until next week. So when it's actually done, then you can, you know, let us know. We're going to have all sorts of stuff. But nobody cares about what I'm saying. So I'm just going to read some poems. This one's called Milk Nichols. I love you, Amy. The likeness of calcium coin metal sours before it's decayed, like a lime husk discarded, then balanced on a hand grenade. Resting on the lips of post-flat prostitutes, the seasoned winds of twisting flavor spin through lost crowd storm screams of curtains falling to set the next to last scene. Summer's rain, punctuated by thunderous applause and calcium dreams, force my fingers to ride traffic flowers to tangoed souls, dancing on jazz tones and off-note rhythms like swirl pop and loop rust, blinking eye bridges between the lost art of flavor in two voices drowning in my mouth like the sweet liquored sweat of flavor showers. Like posture rainbows on the edges of railways. Like the sour rejection of Nicholls soaked in sour milk. Like a lime husk discarded then balanced on a hand grenade, post-flat prostitutes suck flavor from calcium graves. I guess I'll go ahead and read Stu's piece. This piece is also in the zine. It's called Cerebral Tundra. As I suck this morsel berry, choc chunk, banana fudge, candy razzle mellow nougat goo, the icy crystal sleetalicious matter swims its way up the zigzag measure fricatronic, swirly curly straw flood, waving my sour tongue like a balloon in a wind tunnel funorama pop orifice. Sending super strazophronic Pluto bang uranium lightning through my jagged whack moon crater wonder blunder cerebral cortex. When suddenly it becomes totally chilly sickle drizzle halatonic dead. Or in other words, I have a fucking brain freeze. This is like, it's been a real joy to come here. I mean, I started here as an art major a long time ago, dropped out of college, came back as non-traditional, which I think was the best decision, personally. came back as a biology major and started studying education. And then one day I was in an English class, and Dr. McDonald told me, we read a poem, and my poem was about my hands. I never have really written like a poem that turned into anything, and it was about my hands, and I can't find it. It's gone, thankfully. I would hate to read it now, but it was about how my hands are just like these stubs of flesh, right? You know, they're just like little things you can beat them against stuff and slap people with them, but they're not really useful. It's me, it's my mind and my energy that allows these hands to do whatever the hell I want them to do. That's the beauty of these hands, is not that they are hands. Hands are common, everyone has them, but it's the fact that I can use them to do whatever I choose that really makes them something. And so I wanted you guys to know that, you know, it's just been really fun here, and you should really get to know your professors, mess around with them. It's really fun. And I couldn't do it to you, Jay. I couldn't think of anything to do. But this is a poem that last semester I took a course with a couple of you guys, and it was a poetry course. It was really great. We really got deep down into helping each other out and really sculpting what, you know, our poetry was like. So this is a poem that was first called She Dances in the Rain, and then it was called Doris Dances, and it's gone through all these different revisions, but this is the most recent division, and this is called She. Because she has legs and a body that curls like a water spout, she dances in rhythm with seasoned crescendos. She says each day the sun sings a little louder to coax frozen life from its sleepy grave. I've seen her sitting on a hilltop, smiling at the sky, wishing her hand had measured to music no one else can hear. Though once, for a moment, I heard a solemn cry, "My dear, tomorrow I will return." Oranges, reds, and browns hum funeral hymns into her heart, but she whispers secrets to the trees. The sun will rise again to sing for you and me, but shh, be quiet. Right now, she's sleeping. We look down at the purple sunset reflecting off of dark brown crisp, crushed into dirt beneath our toes. And she looks at me. You know, the way she dies is truly magnificent. Anyway, this piece is called Carnal Deception. The newborn sun coaxes bright violets to spring from the earth as the cavern of my thrusting libido spreads into a veiled illusion of grinding gears. A turbulent creation spawns from vacuumed friction, my shell guiding the plank into the position of intention. I feel the pearls of heavenly scented life sliding between my mechanisms, pulsating affirmative chills to the dusty road which leads to my beating heart. Thrust, thrust, and I find myself crying, screaming, pleading for cessation, but only in my most secretive mind, where I can hide away from you. For without you I'd lose all purpose, the vacant room of my private villa begging for visitation. Towering before me in the luster that is our frame, my silent mission begs for entropic fragmentation to snatch me from this scene. Quivering hallucinatory colors bleed through your flesh as wet bodies interact. You fall into nothing as I stare into the pit of my eternal segregation. Oh stars, what mesmerizing contortion can you breathe into such a lonesome heart? I'm elderly, though my face still resembles that of a child. I pray to my box of delusion that paradox will spawn an illusion which can prove more real than bounded thrust, thrust, thrust until there's nothing left but a decaying vestige of abused elegance. As a widow, I mourn my lost circumference. My diametric heathenism widens and contracts against the steel tension of your machine. Thud, 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 and I wish it were my soul I could hear shouting in elation from the mountain of experience. All I hear is the panting sorrow, another lost moment of carnal deception.